Chapter 8. Whoosh, thump, thump. A new body wrap was sealed snugly round Lightning. He wriggled uncomfortably as he tried to settle into the tight material. "It's an electronic suit," said Sterling, noticing that Lightning seemed unsure. "With it, we'll be able to track your speed and your vital signs." "Really? Does it have a phone?" asked Lightning. "That'd be crazy. Racing cars don't have phones," said Sterling with a chuckle. Moments later, Lightning was parked on an overlook, peering down on the training area of the racing center. "This is really impressive," he said, eyeing all the fancy equipment below. "Not bad, huh?" said Sterling. He led Lightning down to the lower floor, continuing the tour. "This center is the most coveted destination for young racers training to make our team Sunday. And this is where you'll train until you leave for Florida." As they wheeled round the facility, Sterling listed a few of the amazing features: treadmills, wind tunnels, virtual reality. They looked down as three racers wearing virtual reality goggles awkwardly bumped into each other. "Still working on that," Sterling said, then continued. "And the best fitness regimens anyone could possibly imagine." "Ho ho ho! Is that the simulator?" Lightning asked, interrupting Sterling. "Oh yes, Lightning. I'd like to introduce you to the multi-million-dollar flagship of interactive race simulation," said Sterling. Lightning was fascinated by the machine. The XDL-24 GTS Mark Z, Sterling said. "The XDL-24 GTS Mark Z," Lightning repeated. He marveled at its mysterious beauty. "Jackson Storm wishes he had this model," said Sterling. Lightning was awestruck. The simulator sat on a platform above the floor, and Lightning couldn't wait to get a closer look. As he and Sterling drove up, Lightning noticed a yellow car on it, facing away. The next gens idled nearby as they watched the car race On the simulator screen, the checkered flag appeared, and the car crossed the finish line. The platform lowered and rotated, and the yellow car exited the simulator to choose from the next gens. It's just like being on a real track, the yellow car said to the young cars. So put your hours in, okay? Let's hit the treadmills. Come on, show me what you got. The car drove right past Lightning and Sterling, leading the next gens to the high-tech treadmills. Who's the racer? Lightning asked. She's a trainer, Sterling replied. Cruz Ramirez, best trainer in the business. Sterling and Lightning watched as the next gens climbed aboard the treadmills and started training. Lightning's eyes grew wide. He noticed that above each treadmill was a digital readout of the car's speed. They were all going between 270 to 290 kilometers per hour. Just then, Cruz jumped onto the leader's treadmill and began exercising with her students. Her treadmill had a panel that controlled the next gen's machines. Ready to meet it, greeted, and defeated? She shouted, like a drill sergeant. The next gens cheered along with her. All right, now bring up those RPMs. Like the attitude, Lightning whispered to Sterling. Yeah, we call her our maestro of motivation, Sterling replied. You're driving a little tense again, Ronald, said Cruz. Ronald was riding ridiculously high and tense, but he tried to play it off. No, I'm cool. Do your exercise, ordered Cruz. She hit a button, and a picture of a peaceful cloud against a blue sky appeared on Ronald's monitor. I am a fluffy cloud. I am a fluffy cloud. I am a fluffy cloud, Ronald repeated. He relaxed, and suddenly his speed increased. There you go, said Cruz, pleased. You're a cloud, said the next gen beside Ronald, mocking him. Shut up, Kurt, he shouted, tensing up again. Here come the bugs, Kurt. You ready? Said Cruz. Kurt cringed, preparing himself. Ready. Cruz pushed a button, and bugs blasted out from the front of Kurt's treadmill, pelting him. Once they stopped, he brightened. Hey, I kept my eyes open this time. Got to see that track, said Cruz. Oh no, said Cruz, noticing Gabriel, a next-gen, who was staring off into space and driving at a much slower speed than the rest. Homesick again, Gabriel? She asked gently. Yes, he said. Cruz hit a button, and modern Latin music blurred out of Gabriel's treadmill. A picture of his hometown appeared on his monitor. Santa Cecilia, Miss Yordad, he said. Use that. Win for them, shouted Cruz. Gabriel's speed increased, and the number on his monitor rapidly rose. Gracias. De nada, Cruz replied. Wow, Lightning said, impressed by both the cool technology and Cruz's effectiveness. She trains young racers to push through their own obstacles, explained Sterling. Tailor-made for each one. He looked over at Lightning. Now she's gonna work with you. And I don't want to see a drop in those RPMs. Do not drop those RPMs, Cruz shouted, completely focused on the races. Sterling called to Cruz, and he and Lightning joined her on the training room floor. She turned off the treadmills, and the racers took a break. I'd like to introduce you to Lightning McQueen. I hear you're the maestro, said Lightning. Mr. Sterling, did you say Lightning McQueen was here? Because I don't see him anywhere, said Cruz. He's obviously an imposter. She eyed Lightning up and down. He looks old and broken down with flabby tires. Hey, shouted Lightning defensively. I do not. Use that, said Cruz. Whoa, said Lightning, laughing. Yeah, I see. I can use that energy for motivation. Rah, right? It's all about motivation, Mr. McQueen, explained Cruz. Indecision, anger, even fear. You can use anything negative as fuel to push through to the positive, Cruz smiled. Oh, I am so excited that I get to train you. I grew up watching you on TV. Lightning nodded. Those young days are great and all, but I like a challenge, said Cruz. Lightning chuckled, trying not to feel insulted. I'm not that much older, but his voice trailed off. In fact, I call you my senior project, said Coos, looking at him proudly. Lightning blinked, unsure of how to respond. Now he was officially insulted. End of Chapter 8. Chapter 9. Pulsing, energetic Latin music pumped and thumped through an exercise studio as Coos rocked to the dance beat. We need to loosen those ancient joints, she said over the music, moving round as if leading an aerobics class for the elderly. Lightning stood and watched her. He was confused at first. Then he slowly started to join her in the exercises. First the wheels, she said to the beat, and forward and rest, and forward and rest, join me, rest. Is all this resting necessary? Lightning asked. We're working you in slowly, Coos said. Then she continued chanting to the beat of the music. And reach for your lunch, reach for your lunch. Now, reach to the front. What is there? It's your lunch! Lightning rolled his eyes and followed her moves, slowly lifting and rotating each tire one at a time. He sighed. This was not the training he was anticipating. Now backwards, Coos said. Is lunch there? When do we go on the simulator? Lightning asked, impatient. Over the next few days, Coos had Lightning perform a variety of exercises. At one point, she set him up in the center of a table that resembled a seesaw. She leaned forward and said, Good morning, Mr. McQueen. Then she tilted the table at such a harsh angle. Lightning was almost entirely vertical. His rear tires were suspended in the air, and as he stared downwards, his bonnet was centimeters from the ground. Whoa! Lightning said, uncomfortable. Looking good, Coos said. Lightning asked her why she thought this was helpful. This'll get oil to places it hasn't been in a long time, she explained. Then she slid a drip pan directly below him. Is that a drip pan? Lightning asked. He was horrified. Just in case, Coos chirped. How old do you think I am? Coos did not answer. Visualize yourself driving down a steep hill, she said, trying to get him to focus. I'll be back in a few. Then she literally left him hanging. Visualize? Wait, no! Lightning called for her. But she rolled away. A few what? He shouted. Once he realized that she wasn't coming back any time soon, he sighed and settled himself in a position. I just want to go on the simulator, he said to himself. Just then, Kurt, one of the next-gen racers he'd seen earlier, drove through. How's it hanging, Drippan? He mocked. A little later, Cruz put Lightning on the treadmill. At one point, he looked over at Kurt on a nearby machine and noticed that Kurt was moving much faster than him. Sir, said Kurt. Cruz came over to check Lightning's progress. I've set a maximum speed to conserve your energy, said Cruz. What I want you to do is visualize beating this guy. She pushed a button, and a picture of Jackson Storm appeared on the monitor in front of Lightning. Storm? Uh-huh, that's right. Get him, Mr. McQueen. Get him? Lightning said. This thing's only going like 5 miles an hour. We'll work up to the high speeds right after you take your nap, said Cruz. Nap? I don't need a nap. Lightning was irritated. The next gens chuckled amongst themselves, laughing at Lightning's expense. I am not taking a nap, said Lightning. Later that day, wind chimes jingled and clinked as Cruz sat and meditated. Lightning opened his eyes with a yawn. How was your nap, Mr. McQueen? She asked. It was kind of refreshing, actually, he said. Then he noticed a strange scent wafting through the air. What's that burning rubber smell? He looked over and saw incense sticks with little billows of smoke curling towards the ceiling. Suddenly, some pitchers entered and gently removed Lightning's tires. Oh, hey! He shouted. You've been driving on tires a long time, said Cruz. Have you ever stopped to get to know them? I'm sorry, what? Tires are individuals. You should give each one a name. Name them? Said Lightning, flabbergasted. No, I'm not doing that. Mine are named Maria, Jonita, Ronaldo, and Debbie Richardson. What? long story. May I have my tires back so I can go to the simulator, please? Asked Lightning. Name them, ordered Cruz. Okay, Lefty, Righty, Backy, and Backy Jr. Does this make you mad? Asked Cruz. Yes, it does. Use that. Later on, the dance music blared again, and merge and yield, Cruz chanted with the beat and honked a horn to the rhythm. Now you've got some tire damage. Lightning rolled his eyes, then noticed one of the young racers getting off the simulator. Speed bump, continued Cruz. Now clean up your messy garage. Bug in the windscreen. Thank you, Cruz. I'm done, said Lightning. Mr. McQueen, Cruz exclaimed. Where are you going? Lightning sped straight to the simulator. To the future, he shouted. Cruz caught up to him while he was fiddling with the knobs and buttons, trying to turn it on. Okay, here we go, Lightning said. How do I do this? Come on, baby. Mr. McQueen, Cruz warned. Cruz, thank you for the old man training, as crazy as it was. But I'm warmed up enough, and now I need you to launch this thing. Mr. McQueen, wait until you can handle it, please. There are no shortcuts. But Lightning refused to get off the machine. Suddenly, Sterling appeared on the balcony above. All right, he said excitedly. My star racer is on the simulator. Why, yes, I am, said Lightning, beaming. Well, let's see you take it out for a spin, said Sterling. Right away, Mr. Sterling, owner of the company, Lightning said, eyeing Cruz. Cruz shook her head and fired up the simulator. Okay, have fun, she said. Finally, the simulator whizzed to life. It raised Lightning up, and a wall-sized screen appeared in front of him. This is what I'm talking about, he said, feeling confident. Then, out of nowhere, magnetic wheel guards zipped out, rotated up, and were secured round his tires. Oh, didn't know about those, he said. Prepare to race, said the simulator's monotone, mechanical voice. The green flag is out. What did it say? Is it talking? Said Lightning. I don't see the flag. What do I do? Go, shouted Cruz. Go? Asked Lightning. Go, Cruz repeated. The simulator began to move, and Lightning felt uneasy as he tried to balance and use the machine correctly. Okay, this isn't so bad. But he definitely didn't have the hang of it. Oh! Huh? That's sensitive. Okay. Ah! You have hit a wall, said the simulator. It shouldn't be this hard, should it? Ah! Lightning screamed. Then he hit the wall again. You're fighting the simulator. Just race like you always do, said Cruz. But he continued to hit the wall, and the simulator announced it every time. Whoa! There can't be this many walls on a regular track, he yelled. Soon a car nudged Lightning and yelled, Hey, watch it, buddy! You have been passed by Jackson's storm, said the simulator. Wait, Storm's in here? For motivation, get your speed up, shouted Cruz. I am trying, cried Lightning. Storm races at 207, said Cruz. You're at 195. Pick it up, Mr. McQueen. Lightning pushed himself and grunted as he tried to move faster. The simulator swayed and shimmied. Cruz looked up at Sterling and saw the concern on his face. She focused back on Lightning and tried to help him, but he screamed as he hit another wall. Mr. McQueen, said Cruz, come down from there and we'll work you up to this. He looked away from the screen to talk to Cruz. I am fine, Cruz. I can do it, okay? But that was a mistake. He careened through the virtual pit area, and everything erupted into chaos. Whoa! You have jumped a barrier, said the simulator, reporting every mistake. You have maimed 2 vehicles. You have destroyed a drinking fountain. Animated ambulances and fire engines appeared on the screen and moved into the scene. Lightning screamed, but he was unable to straighten out and escape the mayhem. You have destroyed a building, said the simulator. You have disabled an ambulance. Things kept getting worse. You are on fire. Then he could hear the deafening sound of a screaming, panicked crowd as the simulator continued to report the damage. You are on fire. Danger, danger, crash imminent. Lightning tried to get back on the track, but the chaos continued. He was completely out of control. You are going the wrong way, said the simulator. Look out, shouted Lightning. Turn back, repeated the simulator. Out of ideas, Lightning tried to free himself from the simulator's magnetic wheel restraints. He struggled, attempting to get loose, but the simulator threw him forward. Turn it off! Turn it off! yelled Lightning. "Get these things off me! Whoa!" Completely panicked and using sheer strength, Lightning finally freed himself. Nuts, bolts, and screws broke off and fell from the simulator. Then he revved his engine, anxious to get off the platform. But without the wheel restraints, Lightning actually crashed through the simulator screen. Cruz rode up to him. "You all right?" she asked. "You have crashed," repeated the simulator. "I have crashed," moaned Lightning. Sparks flew out of the simulator, and the room's lights flickered. Then the entire racing facility lost power. End of Chapter 9. Chapter 10. Destroying the multi-million-dollar simulator was not Lightning's proudest moment. He waited by the door to Sterling's office, sheepishly listening to the muffled voices of Sterling and Cruz. He tried to decipher what they were saying as they went back and forth inside Sterling's office. While Lightning eavesdropped, he stared at a forklift mopping the floor nearby. "It's not easy for him," said Cruz. "Are you sure? Give him another chance. I can still work with him. Can't you just? We still have time." "Cruz, just relax." "I will. I will talk to him. I know it's your project." "Yes, Cruz. Let me handle this my way. Thank you," said Sterling. The forklift looked up at Lightning. "You're all washed up, McQueen," she said. Lightning did a double take. "I'm sorry. What did you say?" "Said the floor's all washed up and clean." "Oh, right," said Lightning. Cruz exited Sterling's office and quietly moved over to Lightning. "Good luck," she whispered. Lightning looked at Cruz, then rode towards Sterling. "Come on in," said Sterling in a big, welcoming voice. "Got something to show you." He smiled as he took a deep breath. "You ready?" For what?" asked Lightning. He rode into Sterling's office and saw an amazing array of items. Movie posters, advertisements, giant cardboard displays, all with Lightning's image on them. Wow. "You are about to become the biggest brand in racing," said Sterling. "Movie deals, product endorsements. Sterling's voice trailed off as he let the information sink in. Lightning looked around. Mud flaps, he said, noticing a set of them on the wall. Of course. We'll be rich beyond belief. You think you're famous now, said Sterling with a laugh. I thought you'd be mad about the simulator, said Lightning. This is all great, Mr. Sterling, I guess, but I don't know. I've never really thought of myself as a brand. Oh, nor do I, said Sterling. I'm a fan. Maybe you're most avid. I think of this as your legacy. Hey, said Lightning, concern creeping into his voice. That sounds like something that happens after you're done racing. Sterling didn't respond. He lowered his gaze. Mr. Sterling, what is this all about? Lightning asked. Sterling sighed and broke the news. Look, Lightning, I'm not gonna race you. Lightning couldn't believe what he was hearing. He immediately asked Sterling to explain. Hold on, said Sterling, trying to calm Lightning down. I'm not going to Florida. Lightning, you have no idea how excited I was to get you here, because I knew you'd be back. It was going to be the comeback story of the year. But your speed and performance just aren't where they need to be. I'm sorry. He turned away and headed over to the window that overlooked the training room. We're talking about speed on the simulator, said Lightning. Listen to how crazy that sounds. Look, I'm trying to help you, said Sterling. As your sponsor, yes, but also as your friend. Your racing days are coming to an end. Every time you lose, you damage yourself. Damage the brand, you mean? Lightning said bitterly. Oh, Lightning, come on, said Sterling, turning to face him. You've done the work. Now move on to the next phase and reap the reward. The racing is the reward, not the stuff, said Lightning. I don't want to cash in. I want to feel the rush of moving 200 miles an hour, inches from the other guys. pushing myself faster than I thought I could go. That's the reward, Mr. Sterling. But Sterling wasn't budging. Look, said Lightning, I can do this. I can. I promise. I'll train like I did with Doc. I'll get my tires dirty on every dirt track from here to Florida. Lightning gestured out of the window. I can start right there on Fireball Beach, where all the old greats used to race. Get your tires dirty, said Sterling. That's how you're gonna beat Storm. Yes, exactly, said Lightning. I mean, sacred dirt, right? Mr. Sterling, if you care about my legacy, the one that Doc started, you let me do this. I promise you, I will win. I don't know what you're asking. It's too risky. Come on, said Lightning with a twinkle in his eye. You like it, I can tell. It's got that little comeback story of the Earth feel to it, doesn't it? Sterling stared at Lightning for a moment. He was running the idea through his mind, turning it over and over. Finally, he said, "One race." Lightning grinned. If you don't win in Florida, you retire. Look, if I don't win, I'll sell all the mud flaps you got, said Lightning. But if I do win, I decide when I'm done, deal? Sterling paused for a long time. Deal, he said. Thank you, Mr. Sterling, Lightning replied. You would be sorry. Just one thing, said Sterling, and this is only because I don't like taking chances. You're taking someone with you. End of chapter 10.